Welcome to another edition of Bardo's Breakdown. I'm your host, Stephen Bardo, coming to you from Minneapolis, Minnesota, where tomorrow on Peacock app, me and Noah Eagle will be covering Michigan State Spartans winners of 5 of their last 6 against the Minnesota Gophers, an improved Minnesota Gophers team. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Hope you guys are doing well. It was funny. Me and Ryan were talking off the air before we get started how quickly the season has gone by. And I believe it's 5 weeks from now, 5 or 6 weeks till Selection Sunday. So it's coming quickly, ladies and gentlemen. We're halfway through the Big Ten Conference slate. Things are starting to separate and shake out a little bit. So we'll get into more all of that. Just letting you know, though, if you want your free copy of Triple Threat, Stephen Bardo's Guide to Basketball Terminology, go to bardostribe.com. That's BARDOS tribe.com. It's my take, some of the lyrics and songs and words that I use to describe basketball during the games that have hip hop and jazz origins. It's a lot of fun. It's free, y'all. Go to Bardo's Tribe, BARDOS tribe.com, and get your free copy of Triple Threat, and that will sign you up automatically for the newsletter. So make sure you check that out. You can also text me 312-847-2739. Let me stop speaking so quickly. 312-847-2739 to join the inner circle that is Bardo's Breakdown. We call it the tribe, y'all. So look forward to joining. Look forward to you guys joining. Big Ten Player of the Week, really no surprise. Zach Edey at Purdue. He was outstanding this week in terms of overall play and what, let's see here. Right there. There we go. Let me pull this down and pull this back up. There we go. Zach Edey, you see his numbers there. Outstanding week as usual. And the thing is, I don't think we're giving him enough love. I don't think he got Big Ten Player of the Week. This is probably like his 8th or 9th time this season. But the numbers that he's putting up and the efficiency, look at the numbers, 78% and 53% against Wisconsin, and has 18 and 13. I mean, National Player of the Year last season. Looks like he's going to repeat again. Zach Edey is just a different dude, man, that continues to get better and better. And when he first started playing for Purdue, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't know if he was an NBA player. There's got to be some room somewhere for this kid because he works his tail off. He gets better and better every season. His conditioning has gotten better. His feel for the game has gotten better. He's gotten more animated. I like when he hits a bucket, he talks a little bit. I like it, man. So I really enjoy watching Zach Edey play. And big ups once again to the big fella for being Big Ten Player of the Week. Freshman of the Week, who I'll be covering tomorrow on Peacock app, Michigan State and Minnesota, is freshman Cam Christie. A lot of people thought that he would be a front runner for Big Ten Freshman of the Week or Freshman of the Year, and that's before Owen Freeman of Iowa really started flexing his muscles. But congratulations to Cam Christie, big numbers, and an important 15 points in an overtime victory versus Northwestern at Minnesota really got them back on track. So congratulations to Cam Christie. I look forward to seeing him tomorrow. And so those are your Big Ten Player of the Week and Big Ten Freshman of the Week. All right, let's get into it a little bit. Storylines. Purdue wins at Wisconsin. Boilers have 4 players in double figures. Lance Jones hit all 3 of the threes that Purdue hit on the game. Purdue was 3 of 11 from three-point land. Lance Jones hits all of them, leads Purdue with 20 points. Braden Smith was outstanding, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, but the 5 turnovers, he's a little turnover prone. That's been a problem of his. And so that'll be interesting to see down the stretch. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we get further into the show. Zach Edey, 18 and 13. And then on the flip side, Tyler Wall with 20 points and A.J. Storr with 14, but AJ Storr was 4 or 15 from the field. He got a little bit frustrated. I think that he was forcing the issue a little bit. And I think a lot of that had to do with Purdue and the way that they were guarding him, making it very difficult for him to get going. Lance Jones was in his grill. And so Lance Jones has emerged as one of the best two-way players in the Big Ten, able to score very frequently. I mean, when Lance Jones gets the ball, it looks like he has the green light because, he beat A.J. Storr's straight line drive to the hole. Greg Gard, Wisconsin head coach, said, "Come sit next to me, A.J. Storr." Storr slams his towel down in disgust, something you normally don't see with Wisconsin Badgers players. So, obviously frustrated there. But a great performance by Purdue at the Kohl Center. Every time Wisconsin made a push, Purdue had an answer. I thought Trey Kaufman-Renn was pretty good as well. Didn't score a lot, but was solid on the glass. And yet another outstanding performance by Purdue. Purdue now has separated themselves like most of us thought they would. They are now in the driver's position of the Big Ten Conference race. Wisconsin and Illinois game and a half behind them. So Purdue handling their business, putting in mad work in Mad Town. Okay? Don't look now, ladies and gentlemen. The Spartans have won 5 of their last 6. They handled Maryland in their last home victory. And they're number 17 in Ken Pom. And you guys know how much I love Ken Pom. Ken Pom has them winning the rest of their regular season games except for the one game at Purdue. And so if I look at that correctly, and let me pull up the Big Ten standings, if Michigan State wins, so let's look at, no, that's Illinois remaining schedule. Let's look at Michigan State. The Wi-Fi is not great in here, but all right. So we got Purdue at 10-2, Illinois and Wisconsin at 8-3, Northwestern, Michigan State at 6-5. Now, let's look at Michigan State's remaining schedule. As I said, tomorrow here at Minnesota was not an easy game. Then they've got Illinois coming to their place. They go to Penn State. They go to Michigan. They have Iowa and Ohio State coming to their place. They go to Purdue. Pardon me. They have Northwestern coming to their place, and they go to Indiana. So Indiana's struggling. They go there. Northwestern has had their number, especially in Evanston. That'll be an interesting game. At Purdue, Ken Pom has Purdue winning that game. But Ohio State, Iowa, Michigan, Penn State, Illinois, Minnesota, all, according to Ken Pom, wins for Michigan State. So if Michigan State wins 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 of their last 9, I'm going to do some quick math here. That'd be 8-1 with a 6-5 conference record right now. So they'd be, no, that's not right. 14-6. So according to Ken Pom, Michigan State would end up 14-6 and definitely an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament. So they are definitely doing their thing. Okay, so I wanted to shout out Michigan State and Spartans for really coming together at the right time, starting to get consistent. Malik Hall is playing a lot more consistently, played well against Maryland. Looks like Michigan State starting to round out. Now let's get into the Illinois Fighting Illini. Crazy game yesterday, wasn't it? Illinois survives a late collapse, and they win 87-84 against a very good Nebraska team. I still think this Nebraska team is a tournament team. When we look at where they are standings wise, I believe they're 5-5. No, they're 6-6 right now. The Nebraska Huskers right in the middle of the pack. Well, they're tied with Minnesota for, what is that, first, second, third. They're tied with Minnesota for 4th place right now in the Big Ten at 6-6, and they played well on the road at Illinois last night. Let's talk about Illinois first. they were 2 points from having 5 players in double figures. Guerrier, 12.7 rebounds. Coleman Hawkins had a line. 20 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. But the MVP of the game was Ty Rodgers. 8 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. So I know Damask had 19, Shannon had 18. But ladies and gentlemen, the Illini, they're not that good without Coleman Hawkins and Ty Rodgers. The stat lines that these two players have on a consistent basis allows Damask, Terrence Shannon Jr., Quincy Guerrier, Luke Goody, when he comes in off the bench, to look for his three-point shot. Justin Harmon to kind of be a defensive bulldog and look for his shot because everything is being taken care of. 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, there are not a lot of players in the Big Ten Conference that have stat lines like these night in, night out. Coleman Hawkins and Ty Rodgers are playing great, great basketball. And Damask and Shannon did their thing, right? 19 and 18 points respectively. So from an offensive standpoint, Illinois putting up 87 points, that's getting it done. Let me see where Illinois' Ken Palm numbers are. So right now, Illinois has got the 6th most efficient offense in the country at 121.2 points per 100 possessions per game. That's 6th in the country. And they're 30th defensively. I'm sure Brad Underwood would prefer that number to be a little bit higher, but you're 6th offensively and 30 defensively. That puts you in pretty good position. That's why Illinois is number 10 in Ken Palm rankings. So Illinois, statistically, analytics-wise, in great position, right? Now let's talk about the Huskers side of the game yesterday. Huskers closed on an 11-1 run to end regulation to force overtime. Do you know how hard it is to go on the road and close 11-1? And I don't think Tominaga had a whole lot to do. It was Jamarcus Lawrence, Bryce Williams, I think, hit a 3 in that run. Mask had a putback, and I think Jawan Gary had a putback or a score. So it wasn't Keisei Tominaga going off. He did that, majority of the first half and a lot of the second half. But that late stretch, maybe C.J. Wilcher had a shot, banged a 3 or something in there as well, or I think he got a pull-up jumper in that sequence. So it wasn't Rink Mask and Tominaga bringing them down the stretch. It was the rest of the players that had a hand in getting Nebraska to overtime. So you look at Tominaga, 31 points. Mask had 22. Illini struggled containing Keisei Tominaga. This has been an issue for the Illini, ladies and gentlemen. This is why, to me, when they play the way that they play and they don't go with Gibbs Lawhorn or Niccolo Moretti, they don't have a lot of perimeter quickness. I know Justin Harmon is a good on-ball defender. Ty Rodgers is a good on-ball defender. Terrence Shannon is a really good on-ball defender. But I think it's going to be a problem. Somewhere down the line, you're going to see it. Illinois is going to have to learn how to defend against these dynamic guards because they seem to continue to struggle doing that. Now, Keisei Tominaga, one of the better guards in the Big Ten Conference, he had come off a very poor game. Brad Underwood even said in the pregame press conference he thought that Tominaga would come out and have a spirited effort. Well, he had a spirited effort. 5 of 7 from 3, 31 points. Elite cutter off the ball. He backdoored a few times, got a couple layups. Keisei Tominaga, a tough cover. Illinois, they want to challenge Purdue and they want to have a deep run in the tournament. Going to have to figure out a way to contain dynamic guards a lot better on the defensive end. And here's something fun that I just want to throw out. We're done talking about the Illini for now. I'm sure I'll answer your questions about it. Where in the heck would the Big Ten be without Missouri Valley Conference? Rink Mask, Ben Krikke, Lance Jones, and Marcus Damask have been revelations for their programs, right? So a very wise person that's related to me said, where the hell would the Big Ten be without the Missouri Valley Conference? It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Lance Jones leads Purdue in quite possibly their biggest game to date, going up against Wisconsin Badgers on the road, a Wisconsin Badgers team that had been leading the Big Ten Conference race for a while. And Lance Jones is the only boiler to hit a three. He hit 3 of them, led them with 20 points. Marcus Damask, Illinois needed all 19 of those bad boys against Nebraska in overtime victory. Rink Mask, he had been on a heater lately. Not his best game, but he still was able to drop 22 points against Coleman Hawkins, one of the better post defenders in the Big Ten. And then, of course, Ben Krikke, he slowed down as of late, but he was really good in non-conference slate and early conference play. So where would the Big Ten Conference be without the Missouri Valley Conference? What are y'all's thoughts on that? All right, let's quick reminder before I get to your questions. Make sure you go get your free copy of Triple Threat, Stephen Bardo's Guide to Basketball Terminology. Go to bardostribe.com. That's BARDOS tribe.com to get your free copy. I'm not blowing you up. You'll be signed up for the newsletter. I do that about once a week. I don't blow you up. Trust me. I probably don't do it enough if you ask people who are a part of the newsletter, but I try to make them impactful when I do. So make sure you go get your free copy of Triple Threat, Stephen Bardo's Guide to Basketball Technology. Go to bardostribe.com, or you see the ticker on the bottom. You can join the tribe, which is Bardo's Breakdown Group Inner Circle. 312-847-2739. That's 312-847-2739. All right, let's go to your questions real quick. Kevin Lucas, what's up, Kevin? Good point about the Missouri Valley Conference. I'm telling you, these guys are like, Damask has been Illinois' best player throughout the season, consistently. You know, you take out Shannon for that 6-game suspension, the most consistent player for the Illini has been Damask. Outside of Edey, I would say Lance Jones has been their second best, most consistent player for Purdue this season has been Lance Jones. And Rink Mask has been Nebraska's best player. So the Missouri Valley Conference is showing up and showing out. Kevin McDuffie, good to see you. What's going on? Coach Lauren Foster, what's good, Coach? Good to see you. I think Lauren's talking about Cam Christie. What's up, TM? Good to see you, my man. Should there be any cause for concern? You know what, TM? I think that there's always going to be a reintegration period. And as long as the Illini keep winning, I think it's okay. Because, again, guys, they're in the Big Ten Conference. It's hard to win. It's hard to win games in the Big Ten Conference. Illinois is 8-3. They've only dropped 3 games. They dropped a great game at Purdue. They lost a tremendous game against Northwestern, and then they ran into a buzzsaw against a hot Maryland team. But outside of that, they look pretty good. And they've got the second longest winning streak right now in the Big Ten Conference. They've won 3 in a row. Purdue's won 7 in a row, and that's it. Michigan State's won 2. Minnesota's won 2 in a row. Penn State's won 2 in a row. Everybody else is like Wolverines have lost 5. Buckeyes have lost 4. Northwestern's on a 2-game slide, which is unusual. So I don't know if I'd be too concerned, Tim, because they're still winning. Oh, she must be talking about Lance Jones. Okay. Lance Jones plays small fry for me. Amazing kid off the court as well. Lost his dad last year. Yep, I remember that. Robert given opportunity. I believe you see a paycheck on the next level. I don't know about the NBA level, Lauren. he looks quick in the Big Ten. That doesn't say much because that's not most of the guys in the NBA are in the Big Ten. 99% of them are probably not going to play after this. There'll be a few that play overseas, but most of them don't have the athleticism to play professionally. So I don't know. Lance Jones could go make some money, but at the NBA level, I don't know. I mean, I'm wrong, but I don't know. How many Big Ten teams are in the top 25 rankings? I don't even know. Hoop Baller Scoop, I think 3, because I don't look at the top 25 rankings. They don't mean anything. Purdue, Wisconsin, Illinois, I know are ranked. Michigan State may be in there, but I doubt it. So those are definitely the 3 that are ranked. I think so, in Brats. I think Ty Rodgers does all the dirty work and allows these other guys to kind of fly around and do what they do. Okay, David, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. One of those passes, and you're right, David, one of those passes, he was able to move the sideline, the baseline. He moved and then he stopped and threw a bad angle to Terrence Shannon that almost resulted in a turnover. So you're right. Illinois has to do a much better job, in addition to Justin Harmon, of breaking pressure because they looked really shaky last night, especially in overtime. What's up, Kevon? Something about Coleman Hawkins rubs me the wrong way, but he got to be in the upper as far as the top Big Ten team. Yeah, Kevon, it might be his personality. It might be his fire. He complains a lot to the officials, but the kid can play. And I really, really like the way that he's playing right now. He's playing the best of his career. Guys, if you're on YouTube, please like, share, and comment, and hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I go live. It really helps the growth of the channel, and I really, really appreciate it. You guys on Facebook, LinkedIn as well, please like it, comment, and share. And share with people that you think might enjoy this type of content, because you guys make the show, and I appreciate you all tuning in and giving me your time so that we can talk about Big Ten hoops. So thank you, Kevon, for that. Very impressed with your building, codifying, and enhancing Bardo's breakdown, brand, etc. with staff, Big Ten team blog contributions. Could you add College Hoops podcast under brand label, etc.? Maybe. But thank you, though, for the comment. I really appreciate it. James Kummerer, good to see you, James. I agree that Zach Edey is incredible. His surrounding cast is also much improved this season. He also got to give Kohl Hawk some praise as well. It's less than 8 weeks ago you were saying how rattled he was when the crowd sighed when he touched the ball. You don't hear that sigh anymore. Thank you. He's been shooting lights out and defending like crazy. Great point, James. Thank you for that that bit, remembering how I went in on Illini fans about that and how this young man has responded. He's doing quite well. Big ups, James. Thank you for that. And thank you always for your support, man. You tune in almost every time. It's always great to see you. As does Ron Charles. Thank you, Ron. What's good, man? Oh, you know what, Ron? I've not heard this question. That is a great question. Woo, he's going to go down. Maybe Big Dog, Rick Mount, and Zach Edey. And depending on what he does this year, he might be ahead of all. He might be all-time best. That is a great question, Ron. He might go down as the all-time best player in Purdue basketball history. I know it sounds crazy, but he has a chance. It looks like he's going to be back-to-back National College Player of the Year. I don't see anybody with stats that says dominant. I don't see any teams outside of UConn that has been as consistent at the top of college basketball this season. So, you know what? He could go down as the best ever. And if I'm not mistaken, Let me do a check real quick. Let me look at their roster real quick. Okay, yeah. So he could very well go down as the best player ever. Ryan, I gotta highlight that comment. That was great. Thank you for that, partner. Appreciate you. Flying line out here. What's an early round NCAA tournament matchup for the Illini that would really scare you? Would hate the season to end Austin P style. Oh, bro. Adam, you hit me with a low blow there, man. Austin P. That was my freshman year at Illinois. Kid Norman, Doug Altenberger, Tony Weisinger. We were the number 3 or 4 ranked, 3 or 4 seed in the Southeast. Went to Birmingham, Alabama, and I believe it was Fly Williams that let it fly because we couldn't do nothing with him. I believe I had about 6 turnovers, 5 or 6 turnovers, something bad. So yeah, what team would scare me? I won't give you a particular team, but I'll give you if a team has 2 dynamic guards and a big that can hold their own inside, watch out. Trying to think who would fit that bill. Let me think on that, Adam. That's a very good question. But a team with 2 dynamic guards that can put it on the deck with quickness, can score, and a big up front that have to keep the Illini honest up front defensively, and someone that can compete on the glass with the Illinois, that type of team would scare me. So I'll start looking for that. But great question, Adam. Man, you guys are on fire today. Hey, Jordan, look, I know he's a pro. And if he does develop a jump shot, ooh-wee, because he's a problem. Runs the point, can run the point, can play the 2 or the 3, and guard a 4. Rebounds like a center. Plays defense like Terrence Shannon Jr., just a dog on the defensive end. He's just got a high motor. I love the way he plays. So I agree with you, Jordan. Kevin Lucas, Bardo, who do you think will be the most important players for Rutgers that return next year on this current Scarlet Knights team? That's a good question, Kevin, because they've got one of the top recruiting class coming in with Harper and Ace Bailey. So I would definitely like to see Mawat Mag return. I like Jermichael Davis. I like Austin Williams, who just got a court injunction to become eligible. I like him. Derek Simpson has disappointed me. I thought he was the second coming of Geo Baker. His body has not changed. He's not gotten any stronger. His game has regressed. So I'm a little disappointed in him. Antonio Chol. I'd like to see Antonio Chol come back, even though he's not getting a lot of tick right now. I think he's got a lot of upside, and he's still growing. He's almost 6'10". Gavin Griffiths has been disappointing. I'm not sure that kid really knows how to play. He doesn't appear to know when is a good shot, and he's only looking for his shot. He doesn't defend. He doesn't rebound. He's a very good athlete, can jump. He's 6'8", does nothing on the glass, does nothing defensively. So those are some of my thoughts on guys that would be good that would be good for Rutgers team to return. Owen Dunham. Owen, I think this is your first time on here. If it is, welcome to Bardo's Breakdown. Thank you for joining. Any concern with Terrence Shannon Jr.'s field goal percentage since returning? No, not really, Owen, because I don't think it's really taken away from what Illinois is trying to do. I get concerned when he shoots too many threes, but when he's attacking, when he's getting downhill, he's playing, he's trying to get to the paint, or he's doing it, pulling up on his short game. I'm not concerned with that because he puts great pressure on opposing defenses. So I don't think there's anything to really be concerned about there. But I can see your concern, but I don't think it's anything that's overly takes away from what the Illini are trying to do. Now, this is an interesting take. I would like to see Illinois and North Carolina in an NCAA tournament matchup. North Carolina is getting drastically better week by week. North Carolina's, let me go to Ken Palm because I think North Carolina might be the top, next to Houston, they might be the top defensive team, according to Ken Palm, in the country. Nope. Well, North Carolina is number 8 right now, and defensively they're 7. So they're one of the best defensive teams in the country. They are lights out, and they've been a buzzsaw through the ACC. They lost at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's a sneaky team. I don't think their resume is good enough to get to the tournament, but Georgia Tech has beaten all the top teams in the ACC and lost to all the last place teams in the ACC. It's weird. They got a weird mix, but North Carolina took care of Duke, and they got to go to Duke. They've got Virginia at Virginia, and they got Clemson next game at home. Those are the 3 toughest games remaining, and Ken Palm has them winning all of them except losing at Duke last game of the regular season. So North Carolina's for real, y'all. 21st offense, 7th defense in the country. So if Illinois and Northwestern were to meet up and they stay on their current paths, to me, they would have to meet in the second weekend. It would be a heck of a matchup. Mass transfer from Bradley. Amen. Yes. Missouri Valley's been really, really good. What's up, Imani Williams? My Michigan State Spartans have beat the good to average teams and lose the top-ranked teams. My question is, how important is it for MSU to get a win against Illinois or Purdue coming up? Would losing both be devastating? You know what, Imani? I really don't think it would be because Tom Izzo has figured out the NCAA tournament resume situation in terms of how to schedule games. He knows that he's going to get a number of opportunities in the Big Ten Conference. If they were to lose both, I don't think it would be devastating. They might be sweating come Selection Sunday, but it would be good for them to get one of those victories, if not both. But I still think they're in pretty good shape. David asks, is Wisconsin for real in terms of maybe a long playoff run? Yes. You guys, think about this. When you look at these teams, they're going up against programs that know everything that they like to do. They're scouted heavily. With synergy, you can look at the last 100 plays in ball screen action or in zoom action. There's so much information that these Big Ten teams have against each other that a lot of times in a tournament situation, David, in a Thursday, Saturday, Friday, Sunday format, if you're dealing with Wisconsin and you got a day to prepare, it's tough. Because Max Klesmit can sting you. AJ Storr can sting you. Chucky Hepburn, we know what he can do. He ice cold water in his veins. Tyler Wall had 20 yesterday. I thought Purdue did a great job of taking Stephen Crowell out of what he's doing, but he can play. Connery Seagen's starting to come around a little bit. I believe he had 8 points yesterday. Jonathan Blackwell had 6 points. This is a deep, talented, offensively one of Greg Gard's better teams. So I think this Wisconsin team could do quite well in the tournament once they get outside of the Big Ten. Wisconsin is 13th, according to Ken Palm right now. They are 9th offensively in the country and they're 33rd defensively. So that they've got the analytics to stand up and be a second weekend team. Hope that answers your question there, David. Marsman, what's going on? The Missouri Valley next big portal players. DeVries, I don't think DeVries is going in the portal. I think he's going to stick with his dad as long as his college eligibility is there. His dad is going to put him in the best position to get a look at the next level. I would be very surprised if DeVries left Drake. Leon's Bobby Avila, all older fifth-year guys. Bobby Avila, I keep hearing his name at an Illinois program. I keep hearing Bobby Avila to Illinois next season. I don't know how much. I don't know how true. Well, obviously, there's no truth to it. It's hearsay and rumor, but there might have been conversations. I don't know, but I keep hearing that. So that'd be interesting. We'll see. Mason, it was both. It was both. If you go back and watch the game, he got several backdoor cuts, and he gets that. He's an elite cutter, so he gets that. He hit some tough shots, but I don't care if they're tough or not. 31 points is 31 points, and it almost cost Illinois a victory. So he hit tough shots, but there were some defensive lapses on the Illinois side. Jay Hood was good. I know you attend some practices before your games. How do coaches run practices versus when you play? Your practice, how you play. You practice how you play, correct? Yes. Practices, especially right now, Jay Hood, they're short because guys are trying to save their legs. It's definitely different because guys in my era did a lot more. It seemed like they did a lot more teaching because we had way more set plays. We didn't my junior and senior year because Lou gave me a lot of leeway to make calls and stuff. So we ran a lot of motion, read and react stuff. But my freshman and sophomore year, we ran a lot more plays. And the Big Ten was predicated, 30 plus years ago. There were a lot more set plays than there are now. A lot of teams run the same zoom action on a perimeter 5 out. No big inside. So you don't get as much coaching of the set plays as you do when I was playing. So there would be a lot more stop and start. And practices were a lot longer because the coaches were talking and instructing a lot more than they are today. That's the biggest difference, I think, Jay Hood. But good question. What's up, Justin? Last week you said me and someone got the same avatar. You saying us blacks look alike? Now we both have beards. That's it. I had to let you know. Thanks, Justin. I appreciate you. You and someone else had one. It is Black History Month, so I guess we'll roll with that. Yeah, I know. No, it's all good. Thank you for tuning in. Look, you guys, man, whenever you tune in, I am grateful. Thank you. Because we all have lives, and this is fun, hopefully. I hope I'm making this fun. Hope you guys feel like you have a platform where you can share your knowledge and information with me because you all are very knowledgeable. You all make Bardo's Breakdown. I'd be talking to myself if it wasn't for you. So you don't have to be sorry about missing a show or something or whatever. I'm just glad you tuned in, so thank you. Yeah, they gave folks a scare last night, and you got to tip your hat to Nebraska because they didn't quit. Have you ever had a guy like Ty Rodgers? Lyle Clark, have you ever had a guy like Ty Rodgers? If so, who? I had a lot of those characteristics. I had double-figure rebounds. I'm guarding the opposing team's best player. I was a 48% three-point shooter, though. So I shot the ball a lot better. I think I was either 79 or 80% free throw shooter. So I could shoot it. Coach Henson didn't want me to shoot a lot, but I could shoot it better. I'm trying to think. Let me think on that. That's a good question. Kenny Kim, Illini's finest. Good to see you, Kenny. What part of the world are you in, my man? Best photographer in the business. Look up Kenny Kim, y'all. If you want some pictures for a special event or something, Kenny's your man. He's a great guy. He's an Illini, and he does great job with that camera. I'm telling you, check him out. Okay, Kenny's in Hawaii. Okay, bring some of that good weather back with you, Kenny. Okay, Michael. Oh, Michael's got an interesting point. Other than the Illini's defensive struggles on the perimeter, there still seems to be something missing with this group. Do you think they can make a deep run? I do, Michael, but what do you think is missing? Because, I mean, the defensive struggles on the perimeter are the thing that kind of jump out at me, that tend to rear its head every now and then. But outside of that, they're one of the best rebounding teams in the country. They've got a top 10 offense, got a top 30 defense. They're old. They've got dynamic scores. They've got depth. I mean, maybe the lack of true point guard play, like Nicolo Moretti being out there with the quickness. But I don't know. Outside of that, what do you think? What do you all think? Is there any other areas that concern you for the Illini that could keep them from a deep run? What do you guys think? Illini forever. Great question. Does Terrence Shannon Jr. look okay to you? When I saw him at Ohio State, I beeline to him after their shoot around. I got in his face, gave him a huge hug, smiled, told him I was proud of him. He looked like Terrence. But he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders, guys. He's still in the legal process. He's still got someone smearing his name and his reputation. He's still got to go through this, this procedure. And I was told by somebody in the Illini family with the team that he's self-conscious. Everywhere he goes, he thinks people are looking at him. And why wouldn't he be? Everybody in the country knows about what's going on with him. That's hard. Everywhere he goes, he's got students saying, just say no, or no means no, or, he's got people talking crap to him. So the fact that he's able to come out and play like the court has been his sanctuary, the team and his family have been, embraced him. Hopefully the Champaign-Urbana community, the University of Illinois school has embraced him. Hopefully he can feel like himself when he's walking around. But guys, when he leaves, man, they get after him. Not saying he's playing horrible, but he doesn't seem to have that killer in him, especially late. That turnover almost cost him the game. He took some bad ones too. Will he get it right? He'll get it right. Kid's too talented. He'll get it right. And he's playing with the weight of the world on his shoulders. I think he's playing pretty well in the circumstances, Illini forever. But thank you. Thank you for that question. And thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. What's up, Gary Robertson? I worry about the Illini's 4 or 5 minute lapses on the offense and the tendency to start relying on the three ball. Okay, now, Gary, the reliance on the three ball is a Brad Underwood thing. He wants the guys to shoot more threes. So if you're seeing too many threes, that's Brad Underwood. That's not the players. All right. Every team has 4 or 5 minute lapses because they're playing against very good defensive teams. That's going to happen. There's no team in the country that doesn't have 4 or 5 minute scoring lapses. Everybody does. Coach Gawthorpe, I hope I said that right, Coach. Is this your first time joining Bardo's Breakdown? If it is, welcome to Bardo's Breakdown. Thank you for joining. Please like, share, comment, and hit that notification bell so you know when I'm going live every time. I appreciate you. Dane has been impressive in his limited minutes. Know his role and good team guy. I agree. I love Dane. Y'all, anybody that's watched Bardo's Breakdown, y'all know I'm a Dane Danger fan. Free Dane. Get a big fella 15, 20 minutes a game, see what happens. If Edie wins, he's tops, but I got Glenn Robinson now better. Justin, that's fair. I would put big dog Glenn Robinson as the best right now. But if he wins back-to-back National Player of the Year and the way that he's scoring, and I think Purdue's going to have a deep run in the tournament, if they get to the Elite Eight or better, and Zach Edey's a National Player of the Year, I think he'll go down as the best to ever play at Purdue. What was Brad Underwood going to Harmon on the inbound? If he ain't working the first 2 times, why go to him again? He was inbounding the ball like he was on fire. Oh, boy, he didn't look comfortable, did he? But you got guys. I want you to consider something now. Nebraska's guys are on scholarship too. They're playing good team. Nebraska's a tournament team. This is not a pushover team. It's a tournament team. So the Illini has some things to work on. They're not perfect. They've got to work on their inbounds against pressure. Okay, no problem. I think Justin Harmon would be okay. He did look like he had hot pants and like that ball was searing in his hand. He had to get it out. He didn't look very comfortable. So I'm sure the Illini will work on it. They'll get it right. What's up, Carl Scott? I can't remember right now, but some of the players who played. What are you referring to, Carl? Anthony Mitchell, sad that in today's NBA, players like Edey and Kofi cannot make an impact in the NBA. Yeah, it's just it's a different game now, and the scoring's picked up. It's pace and space. There's really very few guys that post up anymore, so it's just the way the game is going. Yeah, Adam, that was a bad one, but it's all good. Ooh, good question. It had to be Loyola, guys, because it like Kofi and Io, they #1 seed. I thought they were going to the Final Four, and Loyola cut them up. Loyola was definitely a worse loss to me. Second round loss, right? Yeah, second round loss. Definitely the worst. Let's see. Why they got to bring up Austin P? Only the 2021 loss. Yep, there you go. I'm with you on that. Cameron Cathy, good to see you, brother. Oh, that was a great game. We had some great matchups with Missouri. Doug Smith, Derek Chivas, Byron Irvin, one of Chi-Town's favorite, Nathan Bunton, Lee Coward. Oh, we had great games against them. And they were great because I never lost to them. Always got to throw that in there. What's up, Pooh? Big Ten hasn't won a title since 2000. It has good, great teams. Michigan, Illinois team with D. Brown. But what do you think Big Ten hasn't won? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of we've talked about that a lot. They just got to break through. Yeah, Indiana State played at Michigan State and gave the Spartans everything they could handle. Spartans won that game, but Michigan State is the real deal. I mean, Indiana State is the real deal. No doubt about it. Well, Jeffrey, interesting. I don't think they'll change the offensive approach when Dane gets in the game, because Dane could fit into the five out, no one in the post action as well. He's great handling basketball. He's good passer, good vision. I don't think they need to change it up at all. I just think he needs more minutes. Now, this is an interesting question. Will the expansion of the league help the Big Ten underperforming the last decade for the conference? Well, UCLA is down. USC is down. Oregon has been pretty good this year, but Washington's down. So there's not really UCLA is a blue. No, I don't even. They're not a blue blood. They're a great program. So you bring one stellar program and a really good program in Oregon into the Big Ten. Will that help their cause? I'm not sure, because it's going to be interesting to see how these USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington will respond to the travel demands and the demands of playing in the Big Ten Conference. Because let's be honest, the Pac-12, they've been top heavy for a long time. They have not had tremendous depth since Oregon State got to the Elite Eight. And I think that was pre-COVID, wasn't it? It might have been pre-COVID when the Pac-12 had about 3 teams in the Sweet 16, 3 or 4 teams in the Sweet 16. It's been a while since they've had that kind of depth. So I'll be interested to see how the Pac-12 schools deal with the travel demands and the physical demands of playing a 20-game Big Ten conference slate, then coming into the Big Ten conference tournament, then trying to get, a deep run in NCAA tournament. It's going to be interesting to see how they respond. And it's, to me, I don't want to project, because you got to see how they'll deal with being inside the Big Ten. Guys, Tom Izzo's been in the portal. Tyson Walker started out at Northeastern. He's been in the portal. Quieter than when Nick hit that shot. What's going on with IU? They got good players, good big guys at least. Indiana has not been healthy all year. They had a full roster against Harvard. That was in November. They haven't had a full roster since. So when you lose a 6-year senior point guard, he's been out twice now, and his elbow injury, I think Indiana already announced it, he's out 4 to 6 weeks. He had a bone and a muscle. He had a muscle separate from his bone on his ulnar bone in his elbow. Very painful injury. He might not be right the rest of the season. Khalil Ware just got back from injury. Malik Hall's nursing an ankle. There's another key player it wasn't Galloway. It was somebody else was injured, had missed time. So Indiana's not been healthy the whole season. And I mean, they've had major guys miss major time. So that's a problem. And Assembly Hall was a weird feeling. They left for the stands early. I hadn't seen it like that. So there must be mounting frustration among IU fans. Let's see. There is no reason Terrence Shannon Jr. couldn't beat that Tominaga dude off the dribble, and then did that. That TO was terrible. Almost cost us the game. But Terrence Shannon Jr. is not going one-on-one against a guy. Fred Hoiberg made a great comment and made a statement that Terrence Shannon Jr. is like guarding Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's that big and he's that good coming downhill. So Nebraska, every time Terrence was trying to, get a full head of steam, they flood with bodies. So Terrence is amazing at getting to the paint area and the bucket, but he can't go through two or three defenders. And they were bringing Jawan Gary, who is a stud defensively. Bryce Williams, who's got length. They were bringing dudes over to help Tominaga off the bounce. So it's not as simple as Terrence having a straight line drive one-on-one against Tominaga. What's up, Hoops Nation? Bardo, I know you want both, but you want more shares on the YouTube more so than the Facebook. I will on my platform share, tell people, please do, yes. Because here's the thing. I started out on Facebook, and that's where my largest following is. But I'm trying to build the following on Facebook. I want them to come to YouTube because YouTube is a lot more straightforward, and Facebook is a Facebook has issues when you start to get bigger numbers. In my opinion, my Facebook page has close to 12,000. The group has 3,500, and I'm trying to do different things over there, and I get stonewalled a lot. But with YouTube, it's very straightforward. And I've got about 12 to 1,300 followers on YouTube. I'm monetized now, so the monetization on YouTube is a lot clearer than Facebook. So that's why I'm really trying to build the YouTube presence up. But I'll never leave my Facebook people because they've been good to me. They've been following me with Bardo's Breakdown for the last 6-7 years. I've been doing it from when it looked like I was in an Al-Qaeda cave to now using StreamYard and having graphics and things like this and trying to upgrade the show. So I'm trying to grow both. But thank you, Hoops Nation. Anything you can do to help is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Just got on first time. I've caught you live in months, but I've been watching. Overall, what are you thinking on Illinois? Can't figure why Brad Underwood is sticking Shannon in the corner. He's not really sticking Shannon in the corner, Deuces. They're running their offense through Marcus Damask. Because when Terrence was out, well, even when Terrence was in, Marcus was the primary ball handler. That hasn't changed. And so it looks like Terrence is stuck in the corner. It's not. They're running the same offense. So go back and watch. But I think the Illini are fine. I wouldn't worry about it too much on the offensive end. Remember, they're the number 6. Hold on. I think they're the number 16 in the country offensively. Yes. So they're fine. They're fine. We look better than Purdue did against Nebraska that night. No shame in that. Found a way to win. Wisconsin does that for a living. Yes, they do. Okay, Deuces, why do you think he looks confused? He was out for 6 games. The line really didn't change anything. I think he's probably adjusting to the way teams are guarding him. But why do you think he looks confused? Who is the oldest coach in the Big Ten Conference? I think it's Tom Izzo. And that's just off the top of my dome. I think he's the oldest. Jay Hood, Robbie Avila, Indiana State has got old school in him. His highlights should be in black and white video. So skilled around the rim, and he's a very good outside touch, silent killer. You know what, Jay Hood? Robbie Avila, there's another player that played in the Missouri Valley Conference that plays for Nebraska right now. Avila has mass skill set. He's not as strong. I don't think he moves as well, but a very similar skill set to Rink Mass. So that's a good observation on your part. Denise, who has the better guards, Michigan State or Illinois? Okay. Marcus Damask or AJ Hoggard? From a points production, I'd have to say Damask over Hoggard. Tyson Walker or Terrence Shannon Jr.? Ooh. Two-way, I'd give Terrence Shannon the edge there. Jay Nakins, Ty Rogers. Trey Holloman, Justin Harmon, probably give a slight edge to Holloman. And is that it for the? That's about it for the. Colin Carr is not really a guard. That's about it. So I get a slight edge to Illinois' guards, but Tyson Walker can hold his own. AJ Hoggard, great lead guard. Not taking away from them. Thomas, I think Illinois is in great shape. I think they're in great shape. Let me go to their remaining schedule and see. So Illinois, this is the beauty, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see a much better Illinois team Saturday at Michigan State. This is one of their bye weeks. So they got past Nebraska. They can rest. They can heal the nagging injuries. They can go back and work on things that they need to adjust. And when they hit Michigan State on Saturday, I know Ken Palm has Michigan State beating Illinois. I don't see it. I got Illinois going in Breslin Center and winning that one. That's gonna be a hell of a game. Then they come back the following Tuesday with Michigan at home. Michigan's been reeling. They've lost 5 in a row. I still think Doug McDaniel's going to be in that window of games where he's ineligible, road games. So I like Illinois in that one. Then Illinois's got to go to Maryland. I think Illinois gets Maryland out at the Xfinity Center. They haven't had good success against the Terrapins. They don't match up. For some reason, Jameer Young, there it is, dynamic guard. They don't seem to deal with him very well, but I still like Illinois in that one. Penn State away, that's going to be a great game. I'm calling that one for Big Ten Network. That's on campus at an 8,000-seat venue. That's going to be wild, but I think Illinois should win that one. They get Iowa at home. I think Illinois win that one. Illinois against Minnesota at home. I think they'll win that one. They go to Wisconsin March 2nd. I don't know. That's going to be tough to beat Wisconsin. I don't know about that one. They play Purdue at home. Toss up. And then they finish. So I've got Illinois their last 2 games. I've got the call against Purdue. I believe that is a Peacock game. Guys, can you believe I haven't called a Purdue game all season? I know someone that's called all their games, but I haven't called a game all season. I got 1 Purdue game this season. And then they finish at Iowa. I've got that game as well on Fox. So I don't think they'll catch Purdue, but they got a favorable end of their schedule. They got a favorable end. And what would you better? Purdue winning last night. What's up, Carol? My picture isn't showing up again. Want to tell you thanks for bringing Bardo's Breakdown to this true and Blue Illini fan. Carol Popoquet has been rocking with me since day one. I love Carol. She has been a staunch supporter of Bardo's Breakdown. She's a tribe member. Love you, Carol. Thank you for your support. Couldn't do it without you. I so appreciate you. Brad scares me. I think he is what may cost them in the tournament. We'll see. We'll see. Boy, you guys are tough critics. Brad scares me as well. I think he has a ceiling on his coaching in game. Now that's fair, Jeffrey. That's fair because there's been some situations where it's like, oh man. So that's fair. Yes, I pray for Terrence Shannon's mental. And Bardo, you said it. Oh, he's playing with the world on his shoulders, but I pray for him because he seems like he is a good guy, hoop baller, Scoop. He's a really good kid. So I echo your sentiments. Okay, West K. There seems to be a growing sentiment here among Illini fans with Brad and his uses of his players. We'll see what happens, but, yeah, Ron, I saw that, man. God rest Earl Curitan's soul. He passed away. Earl Curitan played with the Detroit Pistons. Was a great guy, gregarious brother. We're going to miss him dearly. Rest in peace to Earl Curitan. And My thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family. Thanks for that, Ron. I appreciate that. Illinois didn't. Oh, Indiana's lost to Penn State. That's going to hurt. Let's see where Indiana is in terms of Ken Palm. Ew. Yeah, their numbers don't look good. Indiana's 99th in Ken Palm rankings. They've got the 100th ranked defense and the 101st ranked offense. So it's definitely not going to help. Well, yeah, Jeffrey, I can see that, but I think they like the booty ball. They like Marcus Domask in the booty ball situation. Let's see. Well, Terrence Shannon Jr. being All-American at the end of the year, he certainly should be. Certainly should definitely get consideration. Man, listen. Big Carlton Valentine from Michigan State could play. DC's finest. I think Southeast DC all day. I believe Carlton Valentine. He was a jack of all trades, master of none. Tough, physical, could rebound, could pass, could score when given the opportunity, and love to defend. I hated playing against Carlton Valentine. He's a great player. Great player. Lord, hey, what's up, Lord? Do you think not having Big Ten tournament? Oh, I definitely think so. Laura, that's a great question. As you know, we'll never see that because too much money, and we'll also never see the Big Ten in their tournament on Saturday. That's the problem, because the Big 12 that's run roughshod. Well, I believe they end their tournament. They end their tournament on Saturday, as does the Big East, if I'm not mistaken. So the teams that have had the greatest success in the tournament from the power conferences has been the Big 12 and the Big East. If I'm not mistaken, they both end their conference tournaments on Saturday. So the Big Ten conference will never change because they get too much money, and it's money over championships for the Big Ten conference. Let's just call it what it is. Oh, thank you, Greg Boysall, one of Fighting Illini football's finest. Appreciate you, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, Anthony, I jumped out of my seat when I saw that, man. I didn't know Damask had those hops. I didn't know he had the mentality to make a play. It was a critical juncture of the game, too. And he went up with two hands and yow. I was like, ooh, where did that come from? Great play. Whiskey Tornado, good to see you again, my man. Yes, UConn has lost 6 of 7 before winning title. Florida Atlantic was one shot away from, yeah. Great points, Whiskey Tornado. Great points. Thanks for tuning in. Best name on the internet so far I've seen. Let's see. Right now, I think it's Illinois. I do. It's just me. Yes, Thomas. Wisconsin would be a very difficult matchup and a very difficult win. But I think Illinois could do it. Crazy Destroyer. What's up? What's good, Crazy? Yeah, I mean it's gonna be an issue. But Brad's familiar. He knows what his team struggles with. Michael Hogue. I haven't gotten to Michael yet. Illini, how are you doing? I have to say right now, I would go with the Illini. I agree. Ooh, Michael Hogue. There it is. So if the ACC, Big East, and Big 12 in their tournaments on Saturday, they don't have a 20-something year drought in the NCAA tournament. So Big Ten Conference has got to. No, they don't, because they've already been asked this. They know what they're doing. They're about the money. They don't care about the NCAA tournament championships. They're trying to get paid. Just my opinion. Not speaking for Big Ten Network, Fox, NBC, Peacock. The opinions and insights of Bardo's breakdown are Stephen Bardo only. Has nothing to do with who I work with. Get to somebody else that I haven't gotten to. All right, I think that's it, guys. I appreciate you tuning in as always. I hope I got to most of your questions. I couldn't get to all of them, but thank you as always for tuning in to Bardo's Breakdown. I appreciate you guys, all your time and your great insights. Your passion for Big Ten college basketball is unsurpassed, and I love it. So thanks for tuning in to Bardo's Breakdown. Make sure you guys, if you want to join the text group, 312-847-2739, or go to Bardo's Tribe to get your free copy of Triple Threat, Stephen Bardo's Guide to Basketball Technology. You guys take care of yourselves. Until next time, love you all. Holla, y'all.